barrels of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rest. Right now it's time for hell.
Thank you for taking Time for Hemp. I'm your host, Casper Leitch. You are listening to Time for Hemp on Tumblr, SoundCloud, iTunes, and, of course, iHeartRadio. We want to thank you for tuning in. Make it a point to share us with your friends. We are no longer just a 1-hour broadcast known as Time for Hemp. We are the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with a great team of people dedicated to ending prohibition. And it's nice to say we are a growing group of activists, and I mean that on so many different levels. It is Tuesday, and on Tuesday we put a big salute out to all of our friends up in Canada, an amazing country that has, I think, pioneered a lot of aspects of the hemp and marijuana movement until this back-assward government came in a few years ago. And then since that time, they've had a lot of the same problems that we've had here in America and all around the world. Kelly Kristen is normally the joint host. He will be on holiday for a few weeks, checking out Spamulas or Spamulas. Al knows. I can't keep up with all those groovy names, but Al Graham will be joint hosting on Tuesdays. Al also has a program on the network called the Pace Radio Network Broadcasting Show or something. I don't know. I got to get my pipe put down and get my thoughts organized. I am not the smart one. That's why I have joint hosts. They are smart, and because they are smart, this show is a clever listen for those who are at home. With that said, let me pass this smart conversation to my joint host. Oh, and don't forget, anytime you hear the word joint on the Big Joint broadcast, nearly 2.5 million people all around the world jointly smoke their pipes, their vaporizers, their bongs, roll up a joint, and take Time for Hemp. Now, I will pass this to my joint host for our joint conversation with our joint friend here at Time for Hemp. Al?
Hello, Casper. How you doing?
Pretty groovy. How's life in your slice?
Oh, you know, it's never boring, I can tell you that much.
So you brought to the network and to the audience today an amazing activist that people, I think, should pay mind to.
Yes, our guest today is Shantal Arroyo, talking about joint. Shantal was a joint host on the Pace Radio show for the first year of the broadcast, and she was a very busy person, so she's taken some time away to do her advocacy work and other things, so it's good that today she's taken some time so we can get updated on what she's doing. So, all right, so Shantal, are you there? I'd like to bring you into the program.
Yes, I'm there. How you doing?
Good. So how you been? We haven't heard from you in a while.
I've been really busy in the last 6 months. Actually, we opened a new kind of dispensary in Montreal, so I was really busy on that and building it and opening it and getting in touch with people and also hiring a lot of professionals because we're working a lot like some dispensaries in Vancouver and Colorado. We're working with herborists and naturopaths and dietitians and a lot of professionals who has joined the movement. So it's pretty cool.
Yes. Now, that's one thing I was wondering about this. The new. Unfortunately, I don't know the name of the place. I did look it up online, but I couldn't pronounce it. So. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's in French. It's the Green Cross or La Croix Verte.
Green Cross. Okay, I will call it the Green Cross.
The Green Cross, yeah. Green Cross from Montreal.
Okay. Now, the Green Cross, is that, was that a dispensary from before? Because were you not involved with the MCAS?
No, actually, I was involved with the Montreal Compassion Center for like 8 years, and in 2013 we decided to move on to something more. We wanted to have like patients, but taken globally, because we, in the last years, we realized that a lot of people were using medical marijuana, but also a lot of other herbs, and they didn't know if there was an interaction with it, or they didn't know how to use it with the other herbs, and so we thought that there was something there, and so we started thinking with my team about a vision with including cannabis with a lot of aspects that natural health is working with. Let's say we are doing menus, food menus that you can have with cannabis or not. And again, it's like gluten-free or vegan, but it's really based on somebody who has HIV, what he needs his system to build defenses against immunity, let's say. So. So we're working with professional dietitians that are using and melting cannabis with other food, trying to go more far from the cookies, for traditional cookies and everything, and trying to include marijuana in every food plate or every sauce that they use every day, so they can take their medicines without always eating sugar or eating cookies or raw oil, which is not really good for some people. So that's one of the aspects that we work. We also work a lot with people who do aromatherapy and massage therapy. So they're using, again, oil with marijuana and other herbs. So and we can give massage here for like 10 minutes for a head or whatever you need, and we can build something for a patient. Let's say he has an allergy to some stuff, but we're using another oil with cannabis or with essential oils to give him a massage. So. And again, we are doing also some creams and unguents, that balms that use topics that we can use, again, with different cinnamon or lavender and cannabis again. So, yeah, we build a lot of products like that.
So
we're working really hard.
Yeah, like you guys really sound like an alternative health location. Like you mentioned, not just cannabis, but using other products as well that people would use in order to treat things.
Yeah, actually, we went back to what was before the prohibition, because a lot of our recipes are coming from grandmothers. Some people that are working with us are over 70, and they're giving us their knowledge about the natural product that they used to use when they were sick, when they were having a issue with digestion or something, and we're just including cannabis in it because it's just another herb that we were using it before.
Exactly. So do you guys also get involved with the MMPR program with helping patients with doctor signatures or anything, or just basically like a dispensary?
We are a dispensary, but also if they need a doctor, we refer them to Santé Cannabis, which is Adam Greenblatt, what I was working with before at the Montreal Compassion Center before he opened the MCAS, and then we're referring it there. The problem here in Quebec is we don't have that much doctors, and it's just new that maybe in 2 weeks ago the Collège des Médecins, the Association of Doctors, start talking about giving access to doctors if they are going to do a study, then giving access to their patients to go to the system and go to an LP. But right now, it's really hard in Quebec to get a doctor sign you a prescription to go to see a doctor, or you're going through Santé Cannabis, but then again, you have like a month of wait or 2 weeks of waiting, and people are in need right now. They don't have time to wait. So that's why we're dispensarying.
So the College of Physicians in your province is really against this then?
Yeah, really against. And now they're saying that they're opening some clinics to work with patients, but again, it's in studies, and we don't have a clear point of which study is going to do and which doctor is prescribing. And again, there's a lot of my patients that ask their doctor about it, and the doctor says, never, I'm not going to prescribe you that. So it's really hard right now. It's worse than ever, I think.
So basically they only sign if there's a study involved with it?
Yes.
Really, eh? That's something that's probably required by the college there?
Yeah, that's what the government and the Minister of Health said the last time he did an interview about that. So
did Adam's his business, which is the signing clinic, have they jumped ahead of what they should be doing, or they just basically said, well, I know you guys have your rules, but we have patients, and we do, like you say, you can't wait for studies.
That's it. I know that Adam is examining every file, and he's not waiting for studies to do it. They have doctors, and they're referring to LPs.
Yeah.
But again, it's a lot of money, and it's a lot of because you have to pay for the prescription, then you have to pay for your command from the LP, then you have to wait, then the prices are always changing. Because I saw a lot of my patients that were going to the LP last year, they came back and they said, I can't afford it anymore. It's just too expensive, and it's too long, and that's it. I think the idea is not bad of LPs, but right now it doesn't work.
Yeah. There's a lot of patients that are myself. I've talked to patients that have told me that the cannabis that they received was wet, it was subpar, and I've talked to a few patients that were fine with it. But when it comes down to cost, as we're seeing right now with the MMAR Coalition Against Repeal and their court case that started on yesterday, which would be Monday the 23rd, the patients aren't being able to afford $15 a gram.
No, it's too expensive.
Yeah, I realize there is something that's cheaper, but
but the cheaper that has no THC on it. So and they can have better quality. And actually, in Quebec, we're pretty good. We have even on the Market Street, it's not that bad, and they can find a lot of stuff that it's more for them. It's more affordable. So and actually, lately in Montreal, there's another dispensary who has opened, but still they keep the prices from BC. So again, it's $14 a gram, when usually here it's like between $6 and $10 a gram. So again, it's a difference even in dispensaries. We're not offering the same service and the same amount and the same product, so the same quality. So again, it's still, I think it's almost a Far West right now.
Yeah. Well, it's it's hard on patients and the whole bit. And I've read some of the tweets that I've seen out in the last 24 hours and what's going on in the court case. And there was one of the guys sounded like he was growing his own, then he got sick, and there was trying to deal with buying from the LPs and the costs, and he just found it was just easier for him to deal with the black market instead and get it that way. Now, whether he's talking about black market as the guy on the street or whether he's talking about going to an actual safe place like a dispensary and getting it from there, I'm not quite sure what he's referring to. So, but
and also the other problem, I think it's that for Quebec, most of the LPs are English. They're saying that they are offering a French service, but it's not true. Most of them doesn't really speak French, and a lot of patients and a lot of people here are old or really sick, and it's hard to understand something that is so important for your health. So they just get discouraged. You know, they're like, oh, it's too complicated. I don't speak English that well. I don't understand what they're saying. They have different names. They have different types. They talk about CBD and all. For us, that we're activists, and we all know that. But for them, it's like, what is CBD?
Yeah.
So, and it's really hard between the two languages and stuff. And the only one in French that I'd open here, I don't know if you heard about hypothetical. I don't exactly know their name, but it's like $36 a gram.
What?
$32 to $36 for 1 gram. How can you go that high? I just don't understand it. It was supposed to be for people we have low increase and low, and now we're talking about like fancy pot.
Yeah.
So and it's the only one in French right now. So everybody was so pissed, like patients calling here, and I just can't believe it. They're sending it in a little glass, but I don't really care about the glass. So
it sounds like profits. It sounds like profits before patients, for sure.
Yeah, and their selling point is, we're going to go see you and explain you how to roll a joint, but yeah, whatever.
Well, hey, I know a lot of advocates that go around and educate patients for cannabis and teach them how to roll a joint as well, and they don't charge that kind of money.
Or you can ask a little nephew or somebody. I'm pretty sure they will do it for free.
Yeah, wow.
But yeah, it's really hard. And since the last six months that we opened too, we saw another type of thing that I don't know if I'm pretty sure it's going to the other dispensaries all around Canada too. But lately, I felt like I was in a little boat surrounded by 48 sharks waiting for me to fall, because there were so many LPs and people asking for licenses that are calling us and asking us if we can sell our member list, if we can work with them. The offer, I feel like a doctor with a pharmaceutical. They're bringing us to nice restaurants, and they're offering jobs, and it's just crazy. And people with engineers and people with diplomas and a lot of money, even Americans that come over and talk about where you get the distribution, and in next year maybe everything's going to change. Are you on sale? Anyways, it's just crazy.
Yes, it is. I'm still shaking my head at that amount of money for a gram. It's just armed robbery.
Well, speaking of money, in order for us to pay our bills and eat at nice restaurants like McDonald's and Burger King, we have to go to commercial break, and then we're going to listen to a song about how fantastic marijuana, oh my God, did I say that word out loud, is. And then we're going to come back and pick up with this joint conversation and our joint friends and my joint host and our joint guest at the big joint broadcast here at Time for Hemp.
Look at all that money, yeah, the money that they spent.
Are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.
THCF Medical Clinics are the premier physicians clinic in the United States. THCF has offices all across the United States from Hawaii to Michigan. THCF Medical Clinics has helped approximately 150,000 patients obtain their medical marijuana permits to legally possess, grow, and use medical marijuana. If you have chronic pain, multiple sclerosis, or any other neurological degenerative disease, or if you have any gastrointestinal disorders such as GERD, irritable bowel syndrome, or if you have AIDS, cancer, spastic disorders, seizure disorders, or glaucoma, call us at 1-800-723-0188 or visit us online at hemp.org. Again, the number is 1-800-723-0188 and the site is hemp.org.
Hey, Muck Sticky, you ready to rip this shit?
Oh, yeah, baby. You know that's right. Said we're gonna have some fun tonight. Muck Sticky is your friend, and I came here to have a good time. Are you with me? Hey, yo, here we go again. Gonna lay it down one more again. You know Muck Sticky is a friend to you, him, her, and all of them. So gather round and check it out. Gonna show you what life's all about. Now everyone stand up and shout, I feel so fucking good. Woo! Life is good and life is great. We should all just celebrate. If you don't know how, let me demonstrate. I'm gonna make you feel so good. Oh yeah, I know just what to do. I've done this here a time or two, and I've got something here for you. It's gonna make you feel so good. Gonna make you feel good.
Oh, Muck Sticky, you just make me feel so good.
Gonna make you feel good.
Oh, yeah.
Muck Sticky's gonna make you feel so good.
Muck Sticky, you just make me feel so good.
Gonna make you feel good.
Oh,
Check 1, 2, testing, testing. People find me interesting. I may seem dazed and confused, but I'm on it like a paramedic. Hey, are you cool, man? Yeah, I'm cool. If you don't know, then go to school. At 3 p.m. when you hear the bell ring, all the kids sing ding, 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 ding. Life is good and life is great. We should all just celebrate. If you don't know how, let me demonstrate. I'm gonna make you feel so good. Oh yeah, I know just what to do. I've done this here a time or two, and I've got something here for you. It's gonna make you feel so good. Gonna make you feel good.
oh, Muck Sticky, you just make me feel so good.
Gonna make you feel good.
Oh, yeah.
Muck Sticky's gonna make you feel so good.
Muck Sticky, you just make me feel so good.
Gonna make you feel good.
Oh,
They say I look like a train wreck. Guess that's why they can't stop staring. It might be my funky style or the good vibe that I am sharing. Sticky Muck getting buck flows like wow. Bang, boom, pow, how you like me now? Slick as our shit, I ain't gonna quit till the cows come home on their own. Hey now, sing it! Life is good and life is great. We should all just celebrate. If you don't know how, let me demonstrate. I'm gonna make you feel so good. Oh yeah, I know just what to do. I've done this here a time or two, and I've got something here for you. It's gonna make you feel so good. Gonna make you feel good.
oh, Muck Sticky, you just make me feel so good.
Gonna make you feel good.
Oh, yeah.
Muck Sticky's gonna make you feel so good.
Muck Sticky, you just make me feel so good.
Gonna make you feel good.
Oh, yeah.
I wanna hear everybody sing.
Love is free every day, so why don't you give some away? And everything will be okay if you just lift your voice and say, love is free every day, so why don't you give some away? And everything will be okay if you just lift your voice and say,
Life is good and life is great. We should all just celebrate. If you don't know how, let me demonstrate. I'm gonna make you feel so good. Oh yeah, I know just what to do. I've done this here a time or two, and I've got something here for you. It's gonna make you feel so good. Gonna make you feel good.
Oh, Muck Sticky, you just make me feel so good.
Gonna make you feel good.
Oh, yeah.
Muck Sticky's gonna make you feel so good.
Muck Sticky, you just make me feel so good.
Gonna make you feel good.
Oh, yeah.
That was, of course, my friend Muck Sticky. I met Muck Sticky many, many, many moons ago, back when he and I had a MySpace site. I still got a MySpace site. I don't know why. Every time I go to it, I just get frustrated and leave. I mean, I can't figure anything out. I go to it about once every 3 years, but I was about ready to throw in the towel. I didn't think anybody was paying any attention to my little old podcast. And I had announced I was done leaving the marijuana movement. You can all just kiss my joint. I don't care. And Muck Sticky called me up and said, you cannot. What you're doing, Casper, is too valuable. Too many people are learning the truth about medical marijuana and paper, fiber, and fuel from the hemp plant. People are listening. Don't stop. And his encouragement did spark me farther down the road. And because of that, I'm still here trying to let the whole world know how important it is to take time for hemp. I love you, Muck Sticky. Wish you all the best in all you do. With that said, I pass this joint conversation back to my joint host and our joint guest here in the big joint broadcast at Time for Hemp. Out.
Thank you, Casper. Just to reflect back on the times over the last while, yes, I have to agree with what you were saying there. And I'll tell you, all of a sudden, it's just taken right off. And, you know, you gone from your little 1 hour show to a 24/7 broadcast with a webzine and a brand new website coming up. So kudos to you for sticking it out, man.
Thank you. And you're right. We are working very hard to turn our website back around and make it so it's easy to utilize with your smartphone and your handhelds. We do have a downloadable that you can find in the Google Store or Google app for your Android. Stay on top of what we're doing. We're in Tumblr, SoundCloud. So those of you who use those apps, and of course we're on YouTube and a lot of other outlets as well, because we do think it's important to take time for hemp. And this e-zine, oh my gosh, what's sad is that because of the website being rebuilt, the latest issue, as we say in Indiana, is getting off to a late start to the inboxes of people that we announced to the whole public. But Al, you've done a beautiful job on it, and will continue to do so here at the Time for Hemp Broadcasting Network. You and Lisa, right?
Yes. You couldn't do it without my friend Lisa Weingarten. She's the lady who puts it all finalized into the zine. I just hand her all the information, and she's the one that does all the layout and makes sure it all fits. So she does a fantastic job, and I know that she really enjoys doing it. So.
Well, I want to remind people that our e-zine is intentionally kept small, so that if you're at a bus stop and you're in a hurry to read something quick, there it is. You got it. And it's current, and it also is printable. Al and Lisa do a beautiful job on layout, and we keep it small, so it only costs about $1.50, if that, to print out and read, hold it in your hand, share it with your friends when you're done. I know some. Al, don't you say some of the stores around Canada are making it a habit to print out copies to give out to their customers?
Yeah, I actually personally deliver issues of this webzine directly to the stores that Pace deals with, and I can tell you, they don't stay there long. They're gone. People want to read them.
People are hungry for the truth, and it's nice to know that we are able to provide nourishment. And I know Kelly Kristen really enjoys being part of getting the truth out. Kelly's having a fun time. Al's sitting in this week, in a few weeks, while Kelly's at Spanibus. What's that thing called that he's at?
Spanibus.
Spanibus. Okay.
Spanibus.
And, Kelly gives away a free vaporizer. You know all about that, don't you, Al?
Yes, I do. He gives away a free vaporizer to patients, and the way to get that. And he also likes to say this is not a winner. This is a giveaway because it is not a contest. He just asks for people who are financially, have trouble to purchase a vaporizer, to write them with 100 words or less, just basically detailing their story. And as long as you're a medical patient, You can write Kelly with that information at kelly@kdkwholesale.ca, and they will review them, and they will hand a vaporizer, a herbal air vaporizer, to the patient that they feel requires it that month. And anybody who did not who handed one in for the month, their name will still stay in it for the next month. So just because your name's not drawn the first time, you still have many more chances.
Which I think is awesome. It's an act of love
Yes.
by the KDK team there, and because vaporizing is a very healthy way of receiving your medication, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And actually, here I am myself. I'm sitting here right here with the vaporizer. And I'll tell you, it's nice. Like this one here has a whip on it, and you can just stand here or sit here and use your whip. You don't have to worry about knocking anything over or whether there's a hole in your bag or whatever. So.
And on the homepage of the timeforhemp.com website, if you happen to not remember what you just heard, well, first of all, you can download this from the archives, but on the homepage, there's a little player box where we give away free music from Elvie Maseka and Jet Baker, and there's a couple of interview spotlit there, but there's also a short little MP3 that you can download, pass around, share with your friends for free that tells everybody what we just talked about on how to get a free vaporizer from KDK Distributors. So if you need one, there's no reason why you shouldn't have one. Just get busy. Right out?
That's right. And get that letter out to Kelly at kelly@kdkwholesale.ca, and he'll be in touch if your name gets drawn. And kudos to him.
Plugs. I mean, we covered the website and the news zine and the free giveaway. Maybe we should take time for our guest here in this big joint broadcast and get back to the joint conversation with our joint friend here at Time for Hemp.
Hello, Shantal. You still there?
Oh yeah, always.
Good. Well, hey, you just never know. You're working at the dispensary, at the Green Cross dispensary, and a patient could come along at any time and say, "Shantal, I need your help."
Yes. Well, we ask them to bring a medical file, an attestation of diagnosis, a list of medicine that we're taking an appointment to see one of our professionals. Then we can see with them what they need and where they're looking for, and what kind of help they can have from us. If they're looking for a doctor, we can find them a doctor. And if they're looking for a dispensary, we also offer that service with best quality and best products around. So, yeah, we're here to help most of the time. If they have a problem with low income, we also have a program for people who has a social help or something like that. We're working on it, but right now they can have a free gram if they can afford it, so we can help them with that.
Good. Well, that's all kind of you to pass on some free medicine to people. And talking about procedures, you mentioned the paperwork comes in, the patient comes in with their medical records, and you talk with them. Is there any contact with the patient's doctor to verify that they are a patient?
Depending on which paper they bring, because right now doctors are really scared of talking to us, because I was talking with them since 8 years, and the last year was pretty hard. They're kind of nervous because they don't want to prescribe it. They're nervous also, everybody's looking for. So what we do is, I know most of them because I was doing the inscription in the other dispensary that I was working for. So most of them I know already them. When I can recognize their signature most of the time and their paperwork too. So I have few intention with them, not intention, but like how you say that?
It's not very many.
Yeah, I mean we have a special agreement between us that if it's something that it's easy, like HIV or hepatitis or all that kind of sickness, it's easy to verify, so I don't have to call them. But if it's something more touchy, or if it's something that I'm not sure, then I can call them and ask them if it's okay. But but since a couple of years, it was patient, because they know that they have to furnish a reasonable medical file. So most of them come here and they have everything in order.
Right.
And underage are not showing up. They know that the door is closed.
When you can look at some of the documentation that the patient brings to them, you can tell, versus somebody comes with something that's, I don't know, wouldn't be HIV or AIDS, but something that was a little bit harder to detect, like you mentioned, you know, to verify at that point. Yeah, we have a lot of anxiety lately. A lot of people with anxiety diagnosis or panic anxiety, or that is more, we have to check it a little bit more. But most of the time we realize that their anxiety is coming from the weed that they're smoking on the street, that is too high in THC and not enough CBDs in it. And most of the time they just slow their consumption when they come here. After 2-3 weeks, they're like, oh, I don't need that much, and I don't have anxiety that much. So it's a big issue right now. Yeah, because it allows the patient, by the sounds of it, you're allowing the patient to get educated, which teaches them how to use their medication, instead of just assuming you just light a joint whenever. And a lot of people only know that they think that marijuana is just marijuana. They don't realize there's so many different varieties and strains.
That's it. And even when with the little topics that we made, actually, if you put it some for the headache, you're gonna fall asleep in 20 minutes. So and they realize that they don't need actually to smoke a joint. If they have friends, they can use that little topic, and it's easier. It doesn't smell. You're just fine. So, and edibles, and education is a lot for. That's what people need, I think. Because even if you read a lot of stuff on internet, it's not that really have it and smell it and see it and taste it and see what they can do for you. So I think it's the better way to understand them.
Oh yeah, one-on-one interaction with actually, like you say, handling it or seeing it is better than just trying to talk to somebody in the street that may not know anything about it and just sort of coming up with your own opinions. So
that's it, and that's one of the programs, the LP programs problem, because they don't have that one-on-one people on the phone. Yes, but still, it's not in front, and they cannot touch it, they cannot smell it, and it's really important. It's like you're buying flowers by internet. It's not the same as seeing it.
Exactly. Buying your flowers over the internet because you don't know what you're going to receive. Myself, you go to a store, you like to be able to see the product, handle it or whatever, no matter what it is. And cannabis wouldn't be any different.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we're probably getting pretty close to a break here, Shantal. And
okay.
We are. This is a good time for us to roll in and let our sponsors know that we love them. Please constantly go back and check out our website. We are making new updates, and we are turning it into a new beast, like a little cocoon that goes into hibernation and becomes a butterfly. Thus is the timeforhemp.com website. And so if it's not easy to access it one day, it will be the next. So keep that in mind and share us with your friends and let everybody know how important it is to take time for hemp. You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. please share us with your friends.
Serious Seeds is your source for quality cannabis and sativa seeds. Serious Seeds are the creators of legendary strains like AK-47, Bubblegum, Chronic, Cali Mist, and White Russian. The AK-47 is probably the most awarded strain on the planet. The high THC content of AK-47 makes it the perfect medical strain for patients seeking quick pain relief. Cali Mist is an almost pure sativa. Female medical cannabis patients have reported that this strain helps relieve menstrual cramps. Serious Seeds just acquired another Dutch high-quality seed bank, Magus Genetics. From now on, Serious Seeds can offer you even more award-winning strains. The fine folks at Serious Seeds strive to breed the best cannabis genetics that they can find, so patients can rely on the effectiveness of their medicine. Go to SeriousSeeds.com to grow your medicine. That site again is SeriousSeeds.com.
Well, I once had a bowl, good green reefer, a big fat Jones beef, much, much sweeter. Hide it, don't hide it. Hide it, don't hide it. Well, hide it, don't hide it. Hide it, don't hide it. Well, hide it, don't hide it. Fire up, drop it now.
Yeah, baby, fire up right now. Be loud, be proud. Come out of the closet and let everybody know that you are a marijuana smoker. It really is important to come out of the closet and be real. I can tell you the first thing I do every morning when I get out of bed is get myself a great big cup of Joe. Then Joe gets dressed and goes to work, and I get busy on my computer trying to fight these horrible policies and letting the whole world know how important it is to take time for hemp. We are going to be wrapping up this hour in the next 18 minutes of chit-chat, and we go back to my joint host with our joint guest here at Time for Hemp. Al?
Thank you, Casper. Shantal, you're still with us?
Yes.
Good, good. Okay, well, we spent the last two segments talking about Green Cross and what you're doing there.
Oh, that's
I like this. I like to sort of switch that over to some of the advocacy work that's, some of the stuff that's going on in Quebec. In this segment, as well as some of the other things that you do away from the cannabis part of it all. So let's maybe start off with something that a lot of people celebrate, and that's 420. Do you guys have any large celebrations there in Quebec?
Yeah, we're working on it, and actually, I think this year the Bloc Pot is going to take over the 420 because Hugo Saint-Onge is fighting directly Justin Trudeau in his own territory. So the Bloc Pot will take over the 420, and we're going to help them to build a big event on the 420 at the Mont Royal. Actually, we did it last year. Last year was kind of easy because it was a tam-tam, so we were like about 20,000 people there. This year, it's a Monday. It's going to be harder, but still, I'm pretty sure there's a lot on the web page on the Facebook page. We have more than 3,000 fans there, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of people.
Good.
And
Good.
for sure, Normal Woman Alliance will be there too.
Will they? And you're still involved with the Normal Women's Alliance of Canada?
Yes, I'm meeting with Kelly next week. Next weekend, we'll see how we're going to build this 420 movement. And also, it's always a challenge to put the French people in it because it's so different that the expression has nothing to do. But now it's getting trendy, so I think we'll be fine.
Good. Now there was something that we discussed earlier in the break time about something that you were looking at doing. What the listeners don't realize is that Shantal, you're involved with a musical band. Oh
yeah. Yeah, I'm involved with Collectivo since 15 years. This year it's our 15th year. We made 4 records and we tour a lot in Mexico and in United States. But it's a multicultural band, and we always play for for a special event and for raise money or for help some other people around the globe. And this next March, we're playing for the 43 Mexican students that were killed on September 29, 2014 in Mexico, in Ayotzinapa, a little province of Guerrero. And those students were killed because they were going to a manifestation against the mayor, and the mayor just execute them with some cartel and a lot of actually in Mexico it's really bad. The corruption is so bad that the student that were between 16 and 22 years old, they were student they were studying like to become professors, to become teachers, and they were killed by the local authorities. They were killed by cops, and when they realized that they disappeared and everybody was looking for them, then the family realized that the bones that they found were so calcinated, so burned that it cannot be done in a regular fire. So they realized that was maybe the army who did it. So we're talking about levels and levels of corruption, and those families need money to get the bones identified in another country, because corruption in Mexico is too bad. So every Mexican around the world are joining together and trying to get money to send to those families that are looking for identify the young students. So that will be March 5th at the Vitrola. It's a little room here in Montreal, a venue called La Vitrola, which is under the Sala Rosa, which is another room. So we'll be playing there with the Nomadic Massive and other people. We're like 10 bands, different bands. So we're there on March 5th.
Great, that's fantastic, Shantal, because, it's obviously, like, they're these victims, these kids, like the mayor, and
it's directly from the cartel, and it's directly against again because of prohibition and all that money cartels made by marijuana. Actually, in Mexico, it's how they get their money for. So
right. Now, would they be? I realize, like, you're in Quebec, you're not in Mexico. But does the legalization talk and what's happening in the U.S., do you think is it having an effect down there? Any reduction?
Yes, for sure. And we met with 3 searchers from Mexico, social searchers and social workers, and they were saying that the cartels are starting to feel it, because now there's less marijuana coming from Mexico. Now California is doing it by themselves, and since Colorado too, and now even Vermont will do it soon. And so and for sure that the cartel can feel it. But again, in Mexico, the corruption and the cartels are making so well that now they're in politics. So I'm pretty sure they're making money too.
Yes. When it comes to the band Collectivo, which, just so you know, we do play your music at our bumpers during the Pace Radio show, and I always mention your name. You guys have some cannabis music?
Yeah, we'll always play cannabis music. We love it. When I was choosing some songs to send you, I realized that a lot of songs talk about cannabis.
Do you find that you can use music to help educate people about cannabis?
I think yes. I think it's actually it's the easiest way to get them to listen to something. Then when you start talking with them between the shows or after the shows, or even just let them know that you're that we're activists, and actually we like to call ourselves artivists. So and that's like, because we're trying to active things with art.
Correct. Well, hey, you're right. Okay, now, as well as when it comes to the Quebec thing and cannabis. I know here in Ontario we have several vapor lounges, not only in Toronto, but there's one in Kingston, Niagara Falls, Hamilton, to name some of the other locations. Do you guys have anything like that in Quebec?
No vapor lounge, no nothing. We were trying to open a dispensary in Quebec City, and it was pretty hard. I don't know if there's one. It's a secret one because we don't know about it. I know that some people were trying to open one, but even with the e-cigarettes, they're trying to close some of the stores and stuff. So I don't know how it's gonna go. I think we need help in that. I think we need people with.
Are they looking at doing it? Are they looking at doing an e-cigarette law in Quebec?
Yeah, the e-cigarette. Actually, there's some places that are starting to not permit it, to have it in the restaurant.
What I'm going towards is like here in Ontario, they're looking at doing an e-cigarette law as well.
Yeah.
And the concern is that it's going to have effect on the cannabis patients because a lot of us vaporize. And, so that's what I was wondering, like whether you're hearing anything like that from anywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't know, because I don't know. It's a total other stuff, and I'm pretty sure that people need a place to consume their marijuana. We agree on that. I mean, you cannot hide in your apartment forever. So no. I think vapor lounge are really needed, and we have. But like everything, you have to put rules around that and see how we can do it. But I don't know. Even the little we used to have how you call it when you can vape. No, it's not vape. It's pipe, but it's tobacco with fruit tobacco.
Oh.
Even those ones that they were open before, they're all closed now. You cannot have it anymore.
Like flavored tobacco.
The shisha pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have like 4 on Saint Denis, and now there's no one. There's none. Everything is closed. So, yeah.
Patients need to be able to travel. We got to be able to move around our own country. And if we're being forced to consume our medication in our homes and not being allowed to do it away from our homes, then, obviously our liberties are being restricted.
Yeah.
And these lounges allow for patients to be able to do that. They're always complaining about us doing it out on the street.
Yeah, and it's crazy because everybody has a place to drink, and I went out to the airport. I was on holidays with my mom, and when we came back, went out to the airport to get my car. Then I crossed a big cloud of cigarette that people are just smoking just beside the door because it was -30. So still, when you get inside some building, you still have to cross a cloud of cigarette, even if you don't smoke it. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I know they want us to medicate where people smoke tobacco, so you're forcing somebody who's trying to medicate to get better into an area where people are actually making their lives worse, which just doesn't seem doesn't seem right to me. So yeah, it's too bad. So it's okay. Well, we're getting down to close to the last couple of minutes here. I just want to see what else I want to touch on. As far as the advocacy, and we talked about the 420 Normal Women's Alliance. Are you guys doing any public events? Anything with the Green Cross?
Yes, actually, we're working on something with the local other commercials here around, because we're in the neighborhood that it's that we were really well accepted first. And it's one of the poorest neighborhoods in Montreal. So a lot of our members lives around here and used to go to the restaurants and to the other stores around. So we're trying to do an event this summer, joining everybody together on the street and use the park at the corner of because when you get in the city by the Jacques Cartier Bridge, it's just beside here. It's like 2 streets from here, and there's a big park that used to be a park where people go to consume like hard drugs, and now it's pretty clean. So we want to use it to present what's new in this neighborhood and what are the commercials that are working beside each other, and like to build a community. I think that's the key of something, building community and make people work together. So we're trying to do something with that, and we're the ones doing it. So we're gonna put marijuana up front for sure.
That's right. Well, I know with the lounges in Toronto, several of them that I've talked to, the owners I've talked to, have talked about the way it has cleaned up the street in the area from people that were doing hard drugs and that. So there has been an advantage. Not only that, but economically as well. I know at Vape on the Lake that Mark Orenda has there in Etobicoke, his convenience store next door always said that his income went up to $10,000 a month.
For sure. Mm.
Yeah, because people obviously are using the store.
Yeah, and I went to Vancouver that is just in front of a taco shop, and actually it was a lot of people going to the taco shop too, so it was good for everybody around. Correct.
And I know some of them are involved in the BIA, Business Improvement Associations, and they meet regularly. So they get involved in it. They just run like a regular business, and it actually reduces crime and makes quality of life for people better.
Well, one thing I can do to make my quality of life better is wrap this program up. We're down to the last minute, and this gives us an opportunity to give a shout out to our favorite URLs. And we'll start with our joint guest, then we'll go to our joint host here in the big joint chat.
Chantal, have you got somebody you'd like to promote or highlight?
Actually, it's hard. The clinic, it's the Clinique La Croix Verte. It's in French. So, but we'll do one, greencrossclinic.com. So you can check out all the stuff there. Yeah.
Yes, I was there earlier today going around the Facebook page and the website looking at the stuff. And like I say, French. So, and as far as myself, I want to throw a shout out to the Pace Radio Show and my joint hosts, Allison Murden and Owen Smith, both very activists, both involved with helping patients. And I suggest that you join in and listen in to our shows. We're Monday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can find the PACE website at pace-online.ca.
And remember, the next time you hear me, you'll know that it's time for hemp.
Look at all that money, the money that they spent. Take another look and spend some time for hemp. Don't cut trees for paper cards.
You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. The only broadcasting network dedicated to ending the global war on drugs on iHeartRadio.